Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. John Owen talks about sports and movies. Thank you for checking out today's video. Always appreciate the support. Let's get into it. So after the triumphant end of WandaVision, which I thought was really good, there are a lot of implications for the rest of MCU Phase 4, considering that this was the starter and kind of the kickoff to it. So I'm just going to talk about today, what does the end of WandaVision mean for the rest of the MCU? But before I get too deep into it, make sure you leave your thoughts on this video and your just general thoughts and theories for the rest of MCU Phase 4 based on what happened in the events of WandaVision. With all that being said, let's get into it. So first, I'm just going to quickly go over projects that I don't think WandaVision is going to have a direct impact on. Black Panther 2, Armor War, She-Hulk, Thor: Love and Thunder, Shang-Chi, What If, I Am Groot, Guardians 3, Guardians Holiday Special, Moon Knight, Black Widow, Eternals, Ironheart, Fantastic Four, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I could see these projects being impacted by other projects that were impacted directly by WandaVision, but as far as projects directly impacted by the events of WandaVision, I don't believe that these projects are going to have anything really to do with WandaVision. So the projects I think are going to be the most affected by WandaVision are Loki, Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Secret Invasion, and Captain Marvel 2, and then maybe some like smaller impacts would be projects like Blade and Ant-Man and Wasp and the Quantumania. But I'm going to break all these down and why I think so. Make sure you leave thoughts in the comments below. So I think some projects that are definitely going to be impacted by WandaVision are these movies that Marvel Studios has kind of thrown around there. This kind of a term they've thrown around is the Multiverse Saga. They've already talked about how the director of WandaVision has been working with John Watts, director of Spider-Man No Way Home, to make sure that that handoff is seamless. So that definitely begs to think that there's going to be some connection between the movie. I definitely expect that Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man No Way Home is going to have some multiverse stuff. But first, let me, before I get too far ahead of myself, Wanda's coming for her kids. She is 100% trying to figure out this Darkhold book so she can go get her kids. You can hear the kids screaming. She's astral projecting. She's flipping through it. She's still in her Scarlet Witch costume. She is 100% going to get those kids however she can based on what she figures out in this book. And so, she has the chaos magic, which we know is very powerful, stuff like that. So I feel like basically kind of my general idea is her trying to get her kids back is gonna, she might have to pull them from a different universe or something like that, and that's gonna weaken the boundaries between multiverses, which is where maybe Andrew and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man gets pulled into the MCU, which I know Tom Holland debunked it, but come on, there's been where there's smoke, there's fire. There's been way too many rumors, way too much speculation. I think they'll be involved in some aspect. And I think, the multiverse being weakened and different timelines being open will affect Spider-Man 3, Spider-Man No Way Home, and the Loki show. We know that this Loki is from a different timeline than the original timeline Loki, so this is already something. And then it appears in the trailers and stuff that he's bouncing around different other timelines as well. He's working with the TVA, Time Variance Authority. I think that's what it stands for. So, maybe Wanda's chaos magic is weakening the boundaries and it's helping Loki go in between all these different universes and stuff. Or it's making it harder for the TVA to get Loki or something like that. Basically, it's going to allow Loki to traverse through these different timelines and different multiverses very easily because Wanda's chaos magic is weakening the boundaries. And I think all this is going to culminate in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We know that Elizabeth Olsen, a.k.a. Scarlet Witch, is going to be in the movie. We know that she's going to be teaming up with Doctor Strange. I feel like, I don't know if they should go, like, for me personally, the villain route, like, all the way. But I think that Doctor Strange is going to have to clean up the mess that Wanda has created through her chaos magic and then the implications of all the multiverse stuff that's happening in Spider-Man No Way Home and the Loki series. And then it might get so bad to where it takes Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch's combined powers to fix it. So I really think that this is like the biggest implication from a Wanda perspective. Like, how does Wanda directly affect the rest of MCU Phase 4? And I think this is definitely going to be it. And I'm super excited for all these projects. Yeah. Okay, next we've got Secret Invasion, Captain Marvel 2. This really does not have to do with any Wanda, Chaos Magic, Darkhold, multiverse stuff. This is really just more Monica Rambeau and everything like that. So we know that Secret Invasion is basically just the startup for Captain Marvel 2, or kind of the precursor or the prelude to Captain Marvel 2. Kind of how WandaVision is going to be the prelude to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. So in the post-credit scene of the series finale, we see that a Skrull is talking to Monica about going, that she's got a friend up there that's heard you're stranded. You know, we assume that he's talking about Nick Fury, and Monica and Nick Fury and probably Talos are going to be like the three main leads in the Secret Invasion project and whatnot. Everything like that. And, you know, Monica, you know, she's got her powers and stuff, so maybe she'll learn how to use them better, or, you know, she's just going to use her astronaut skills to deal with whatever Secret Invasion is going to be about. I don't know if it's going to be like a pure comic adaptation or really what it's going to be, but I mean, we know that Monica now has her powers through going through the hex multiple times back and forth. Her kind of energy manipulation, phasing type thing, that's how I'm going to describe it. I've heard someone use the actual word for it, but I do not remember. So Monica is going to be a big part of Secret Invasion, and that's going to tie right into Captain Marvel 2. Hopefully in Captain Marvel 2, we will either see why Monica has beef with Carol. I mean, everyone has beef with Carol, but why does Monica specifically have beef with her? And maybe it gets resolved or whatever. We know Miss Marvel is going to be in there. I think it's going to be interesting because based on what I know about Korvac, he's like this cyborg energy manipulator person. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Monica and Captain Marvel deal with that herself, because they are both energy users, I guess. And so basically, Monica getting her powers through the Hex is going to make her a big part of Secret Invasion and Captain Marvel 2. Miss Marvel's also going to be Captain Marvel 2. I'm interested to see how she ties in there. And I'm interested to see how they're going to do Korvac and what Captain Marvel 2 is going to be about. But that's all later down the line. And some other projects, just real quick, that I think could potentially be affected by WandaVision. These two might be more of a stretch, but it's fine by me. I think Blade is kind of a curveball because, like I said, about Wanda weakening the boundaries between the multiverse, that could explain why Michael Keaton MCU Vulture is in Morbius, which we know is in Sony's universe of Marvel characters and everything like that. And if they're allowed to cross over freely like that, even after Doctor Strange and Wanda fix the mess, that could give us a Blade versus MCU Blade versus Sony Morbius crossover, MCU Spider-Man, Tom Hardy Venom crossover and everything like that, just because these boundaries are now weak. So I think that could be a really good explanation of why these characters are able to interact, and will give Sony and Marvel a lot of room to play with. And I really think the only connection Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania is going to have to WandaVision is after Jimmy Woo is such a big part and he really proved himself and he busted Hayward. He's probably going to get a promotion or be the lead of some kind of special operative team, and he's going to be able to provide the resources and help out Scott and Hope and Cassie and whoever else is in the Ant-Man movie go against Kang the Conqueror. I really see that as the only connection to WandaVision, but it was something that I thought of, and I thought it was worth noting. So thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you leave your thoughts on how you think WandaVision is going to affect the rest of MCU Phase 4. Make sure you check out all the content. Make sure you go watch my WandaVision review. I've got a few friends on there. It was super fun and everything like that. But check out the rest of the link content. You have a great day.